Wait till you hear about the Van
Dragonfly
VXE R1
X3 and the
VGN.
almost better than
one
are the best budget mouses ever.
You should check out the VXE R1.
Have you checked the new Budget King VXE R1 series?
I got more comments about this gaming mouse than anything else in this channel's history. When I reviewed the Attack Shark X3, everyone claimed that it was a mere pretender, and this is the real king of gaming mice. But is it really? How does the ATK VXE Dragonfly R1 stand up against other pricier competitors? The X3 surprised me with its quality, which wasn't too far off from some big name mice that cost 10 times more. Could the Dragonfly offer the same kind of value? In this video, we're going to test this mouse, open it up, and see if it's really deserving of its title as the ultimate budget gaming mouse. And spoiler alert, it's almost identical to another shape, but it isn't the Superlight. ATK sent me this mouse for review but has no input on my content. Everything you're about to hear are my own original thoughts and opinions. One thing that immediately stood out was the packaging. The X3 came in a very basic cost-cutting box, but the Dragonfly R1 Max, it arrived in a much sturdier, better looking box. Inside, you get a manual, a USB Type A to Type C cable, extra PTFE skates, which are always great to see, grips, and the ATK VXE Dragonfly R1 Pro Max. I chose to get this mouse in yellow since I didn't have any yellow mice yet. On the ATK website, the Dragonfly is offered in 7 different colors. But this is where it can get a bit confusing. There are 5 variants of this mouse. The most affordable, the VXE Dragonfly R1, is just $18.99, while the most expensive, the Dragonfly R1 Max, goes for $49.99. So, what's the difference? In short, almost everything. The sensor, coding, encoder, polling rate, battery, and switches all vary between these models. ATK actually has this nifty little diagram to tell you what the differences of each version are. The only constant is the shape. And just to validate that, on eloshapes.com, you can see that they're all in fact the same shape. I found the shape to be very comfortable. It's symmetrical with a hump position towards the back middle, making it slightly back heavy, but well balanced. They call the coating the smooth ice feeling coating. Great name, guys. You only get this on the R1 Pro and the Pro Max variant. It's a smooth, matte finish which provides decent traction for the hands. When gaming, I found that I was mostly using this mouse in a relaxed claw grip, but I think almost any grip style could work for it, even if you're one of those nerds that grips the mouse all the way on the back. I had fun using this mouse. It was a little too much fun and it was very familiar. It reminded me of another mouse that I really liked a lot. This thing is dangerously close to the Pulsar X2 V2. Going back to eloshapes.com, you can see that the shapes match up pretty similarly. They aren't similar enough where I would call the Dragonfly an outright clone, but it's pretty damn close. In fact, their measurements are only slightly off. The weight is even similar, with the Dragonfly coming in at 54 grams. The X2 V2 is 53 grams. Like most other popular gaming mice on the market, we have access to 5 buttons: M1, M2, M3, the mouse wheel button, and the 2 side buttons, M4 and M5. On the bottom, we'll find a DPI selector, on-off button, and the dongle storage. The stock PTFE skates are nothing special. If you're anything like me, you probably replace them with glass skates anyway. We get one single LED on this mouse located on the top front middle, and it will display when the mouse is low battery and tell you which DPI profile you're on. But you can disable all the DPI options on the mouse if you want to go through the web UI, but we'll get to that in a minute. Overall, all the buttons feel very rigid and tactile. I wouldn't say any of the switches have mush in them. The mouse wheel is very mediocre to me. There's no satisfying tactile response or sound with it. However, you do get a definitive click when using M3. Here's a quick sound test for those curious.
Can't wait till you try the VXE R1 Pro.
Inside the mouse, we'll find a PixArt 3395 sensor installed, which is pretty standard. Almost every mouse uses this sensor because of its reliability and how easy it is to source. The $33.95 gives us access to 4K polling. However, you'll have to purchase the additional 4K dongle for $15. And for whatever reason, this isn't listed on their website. Anyway, out of box, you'll only be able to achieve 1K polling, which is fine in my experience. Like, guys, listen, 1K polling is fine. 4K will not make you a better gamer. Don't listen to marketing hype. Just find the shape that works for you and everything else will fall into place. Besides, I'm positive 99% of anyone wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And if you're sitting there getting ready to comment, hold on. Let me just tell you, I tested the latency of this mouse. I built myself a Final Mouse XLAT, and this is a nifty little magic box that lets me test the latency of any mouse. The coolest part is I can run 1,000 tests at a push of a button and get the average latency and deviations. With that being said, at 1,000 hertz polling, the average latency on the M1 switch is 9.93 milliseconds. This is about 1/100th of a second. 99% of living humans would not be able to differentiate between this and something faster. On the R1 Pro Max, we get a 500 milliamp hour battery. ATK claims you can get 150 hours out of this battery, but they don't list what polling rate they tested this at, so it makes it hard to kind of determine if it's true or not. We get Kale White Blade 1 million click switches, and I really like them. They're analog switches, so if you're looking for optical, this may not be for you, but as far as analog switches go, I have to say these are top notch. I've really enjoyed using them. The ATK software is easy to find on their website. You just select ATK VHub and you'll be given two options. One for a Windows download to run the software locally on your PC, and the other for a web UI option. And boy, oh boy, do I like web-based software. I'm so tired of installing various different versions of bloatware on my computer. Visit hub.atk.pro on any Chromium-based browser. We have different user configurations, fully rebindable switches. You can record macros, select your DPI settings, change anything performance related to the mouse, such as the polling rate, LOD, hibernation, anti-shake delay, which I think that's debounce. I think they just call it something different. Move synchronization, angle snapping, ripple correction, performance and long range modes, and most importantly, we can change the color and effect of our one RGB LED. You can also pair the receiver here and make any firmware updates you need to. One thing I did notice is that there's this little radial ball under the DPI setting. When you're making your sensitivity adjustments, make sure to select that after typing in the DPI number, or else it won't change. That got me a couple times. I'm so happy to see mouse brands starting to embrace web UI customizations. I called this about a year ago when I was reviewing the Wooting 60HE keyboard. I said that I wanted everybody in the industry to start copying Wooting's approach to customization. This is what I want to see on mice, on keyboards, on headsets, everything. This was a very pleasant experience from ATK, and it's almost worthy of a recommendation on its own. So one of the things to consider, since the mouse is less expensive, is that we don't get the warranty coverage like we would with some other brands. Usually the standard for gaming mice is about 2 years of warranty coverage, but the Dragonfly only has just 1 year of warranty. I think for $50, this mouse holds its own very well. The fact that you're getting everything you'd get in a mouse over $100 with a web UI for half the price is insane. The ATK VXE Dragonfly R1 Pro Max, please shorten the name, guys. Please, is an outstanding choice for gamers of all levels. Its combination of lightweight design, quality parts, web UI, and top-notch performance makes it an excellent investment for gamers. I have to hand it to all the commenters on my X3 video. You guys were right. This mouse is an absolute banger, but would I pick this mouse over the Attack Shark X3? Yes, absolutely. Working with the web UI alone would make me pick this over the Attack Shark. I mean, besides the shape, they have very similar internals, but the web UI shows ATK's dedication and makes this a much more reliable choice in my opinion. Congrats, chat. You were right. We have the new king of budget gaming mice. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you learned something, and until next time, GG.
What do I think? They are absolutely ripping people off. Also subbed. I echo the sentiment regarding the VXE R1 Pro. It's basically a Pulsar X2 without their diabolical QC issues, and it's a mere fraction of the price. You should review the VGN R1 Pro next. Arguably the best budget Chinese mouse out there.